Foster. Those attacks resumed after Iran struck commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Fox's Mark Meredith with the president at the NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey.
President Trump is putting Iran on notice. Attacks on tankers moving through the Strait of Hormuz will not be tolerated. Overnight, the U.S. launching 80 attacks on Iranian targets. Iran responded overnight, launching their own counterstrikes at targets in Kuwait and Bahrain. We just got a statement from the Qataris who said that they are not happy with Iran launching these attacks on their Mideast allies. And while these latest strikes appear over for now, CENTCOM says it is standing by if more action is needed.
President Trump says he also wants to cut off trade with Spain.
Spain has been unwilling to go to the 5% contribution rate of GDP for NATO defense spending that other countries wanted to agree to, and that, of course, President Trump has been demanding.
U.S. trade deals are with the European Union, not Spain, directly. The main state Democratic Party says it's developing an open, inclusive, transparent, and fair process to replace Senate nominee Graham Plattner on the ballot, urging him to step aside, accused of raping a woman 5 years ago.
The main Democratic Party says Plattner's team has repeatedly reached out to them, asking what the replacement process would look like. Democrats are now scrambling to replace Plattner. One of the names being floated include former Maine Senate President Troy Jackson. He filed paperwork to open an exploratory committee. Senator Bernie Sanders had stood behind Graham Plattner despite his previous scandals. Now he's pulling his support, saying, I have spoken with Graham Plattner about the best path forward for Maine. In light of these very serious allegations, I have recommended that he step aside.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The FBI executing a search warrant at a home in Philadelphia says remove 2 children from conditions described as squalid, unsafe, and uninhabitable, with dozens of cats inside that home, several of them dead. America's listening to Fox News. Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
President Trump has said again at this NATO summit in Turkey that the United States, not Denmark, should control Greenland.
Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen was asked, is Denmark ready to militarily defend Greenland?
Of course we will defend the Kingdom of Denmark.
The president previously ruled out military action. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte insists the alliance can make sure U.S. interests are secured.
China and Russia are gaining access to the Arctic, so it is crucial that as an alliance and work together to make sure that doesn't happen.
In Ankara, Turkey, Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Maryland Democrats are pushing to amend the state constitution to redraw congressional maps after this year's midterm elections.
Maryland lawmakers will return for a special session in August to begin the process of potentially redrawing the state's congressional districts before the 2028 election. Democratic leaders say recent court rulings have created uncertainty over redistricting laws and want voters to decide whether lawmakers should have the power to make mid-decade map changes. If the General Assembly approves a constitutional amendment, the proposal would go before voters this November. Governor Wes Moore says he'll work with lawmakers to protect voting rights and fair representation. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
A new list ranks the worst cities for bed bugs.
If you're looking to sleep tight and not let the bed bugs bite, there are some cities you might want to avoid. Chicago ranks #1 for infestation. That's according to Orkin's 2026 list for communities with the biggest bed bug problem. New York, Philadelphia, the Cleveland, Akron area, as well as Los Angeles round out the top 5. You can help avoid bed bugs by decluttering and keeping an eye out for infestation by inspecting all mattresses, baseboards, and headboards.
Fox's Tom Graham. Oil prices are higher today after President Trump says he thinks the ceasefire with Iran is over after its attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz and retaliatory strikes since. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois is taking action to protect residents from advancements in AI. Landmark legislation established what they say is the nation's strongest framework for AI safety, transparency, and accountability. Law requires the largest AI developers to identify, disclose, and mitigate risks while providing independent oversight and protections for workers who report safety concerns. Champaign police investigating a weekend shooting that left one injured near the intersection of Bradley Avenue and Prospect. Officers say the victim taken to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. Bahama officials reviewing a proposal to keep newly annexed farmland zone agricultural unless owners request a change. Under current rules, annexed county land automatically becomes residential. The village's planning commission will discuss the proposal at its meeting this week, aiming to preserve farmland and reduce automatic suburban zoning. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim
And
Miller.
good morning, 706 in Champaign-Urbana, in downtown Philo, the known center of the universe where we are located on this 8th of July. Good to have you along. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Hello.
Meteorologist Greg Solier jumps on. And
Yep.
After today, I see a lot of potential precipitation, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but we'll get through it okay. There may be another inch coming through the area, spread on over, but this might be kind of the last real organized rains going forward for the good chunk of the remainder of the month of July.
Really?
So
Okay.
it's like spigot on, spigot off.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty much that setup.
Yeah, because of your forecast, I got my mowing done yesterday.
Yep, a lot of people have.
Well done.
Yeah.
Today would have been another day, but I'm glad you are ahead of the curve, sir.
Yeah, you get out there and then you start doing extra things and doing extra things. Look down, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was beat, man. What the heck?
Yeah.
That's a lot
You're
better.
probably eating up pretty good with the mosquitoes if you didn't
I don't
do
know.
it early
I
enough
don't
in the
know
day.
what to say. They don't like me, which is really a blessing, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I don't get
Well,
mad.
you're a sweet person then.
No, I don't think they
But
care
they'll
for
eat
me.
up Janet.
Oh, boy. Yeah, she can't go outside.
Oh, will?
Gracie, same thing. Yeah, the mosquitoes pound on Janet and my daughter Grace.
Oh, do they? Okay.
But me, I don't know. Hey, have a bite. No.
Oh, okay. I was confused there for a second.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, I see him throwing up. You ever see a mosquito throw up? Ah, what was that?
What kind of blood does Stevie J have?
I'll have to check into the socials on that, see what the people got videoed on that.
Yeah, that's a real weird deal. Time for weather brought to you by Kurt Lenshaw at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Good to have meteorologist Greg Solier at 7:08. All right, buddy, tell me what's going on.
Yeah, well, a nice morning underway, a little more comfortable with humidity and dew points down, and hence some of the overnight temperatures down from kind of the muggier feel of late. That will be changing as we bring Gulf moisture in, a slow-moving weather system, and they tend to be that way this point in the summertime season. Caught up through the upper Midwest right now, some showers and thunderstorms from upper Michigan, back into Minnesota. They'll turn severe through the upper Midwest for the day-to-day. And we got one of these kind of garden variety chances around here tomorrow afternoon. Then things will begin to pick up tomorrow night and Friday as the front slowly pushes through the area. And again, probably 3/4 to $1.25 on average on the rainfall side of the spectrum. And some folks just don't need any more of the wet stuff across the area. And you may ultimately want it by later in the month as we begin to move into a drier setup around here early next week. And the infamous warmed, hot, capped off ridge up aloft begins to make its way into the plains. Lots of triple-digit readings will get going there by late in the weekend. And at least readings pushing north of 90 to win some point by mid next week. But comfortable in today. A little patchy fog and haze around this morning. Sunshine and 87 on the slightest of southeast to south wind as the day wears on, down to 67 for tonight. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a little more humidity in the air, and maybe a couple of late morning sprinkles, maybe a stray shower tomorrow afternoon. Good part of the day tomorrow is dry with a high around 88 on the south wind. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms early and more likely after midnight. Tomorrow night with a low down to 68 and cloudiness, humid weather for the day on Friday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms, good coverages both morning and especially Friday afternoon. Highs at 84. 50-50 crack and catching a quick shower here or two, both early and late in the day on Saturday, but drier hours, partly sunny and about 85. We'll climb to the middle 80s and a dry Sunday. 88 next Monday and heading towards and a little north of 90 next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I could probably do without the 90s, but that's the way it works.
Yep, it does.
And I don't know what we got going, man. Let's see, July, and that was after the 4th, and that was fun.
And now we kind of 3 weeks until see some bands pulling into town.
I know it. And I've seen, some school administration teams starting to gather and get their game face on because essentially in the next few weeks, signing up for school.
Yep, getting school going. Why can't Muhammad pass a referendum? Anybody? I mean, they've got busting at the seams. And now, I don't know. I understand nobody wants to pay more, but what are you going to do when everybody goes to Muhammad? Central's kind of the hot high school now in Champaign-Urbana. Everybody wants to go to Central. I'm out of the loop. I mean, Centennial, I think, used to have more, and people were trying to get to Centennial, and now people are trying to get to Central. Amazing how the dynamics can change. So all that just on top of mind. 217-359-2255. If you ever want to reach the program, you're always welcome to text in. So it looks like the ceasefire is over in Iran. Nobody's shocked by that because they've been lying and cheating and hurting and killing for 47 years. You don't think they're kind of set in their ways? They're not interested in giving up power. But then what do you do?
I know. In fact, Trump had said at the NATO summit, I don't want to deal with them anymore.
Well, then you declare victory and you leave, I guess. You've tapped them down. You've tamped them down for decades, but somebody else is going to have to deal with this.
We've had a series of retaliatory strikes against Iran, both sides accusing each other of violating that ceasefire.
Yeah, well, you cannot trust, and everybody knows that. They've done this for 47 years. I guess the hope was somehow the people would take over, but the people can't do it with pop guns and caps, and they got to have weapons, but nobody's going to arm them. They're not organized. They're not coordinated. You're just in kind of a tough deal with the people, the Revolutionary Guard or the hardliners, and they control whatever weapons they have left. We've set them back. That might be the best we can do. And I don't know how you ever eradicate it. They're going to come back because now they're mad you did that.
Yep.
So it's just again, God is the only hope. And I'm serious. That's what I got. Divine intervention, because how you change the hearts of men.
Yep.
So it's just, it's what this is. I just have no idea. Nobody does. What do you do about it now?
Washington's delegation wanted to negotiate a peace deal, but saw that it was a waste of time dealing with the Iranian side.
It always has been. I guess you gave it a shot, but it's what it is. And so they want to eradicate us, and I guess we're trying to eradicate them, the wild left Revolutionary Guard that kill people. You go out and protest, and the 42,000 is the latest number I heard, who they killed their own people. The Iranian regime killed 42,000 people.
I know.
They just shoot them. And so...
Well, and the public hangings, that wrestler, for instance.
Yeah, no, it's and we tried to go in there and give them a chance to take it back, but I don't know how that ever is going to happen. So, and then if you somehow go and get rid of, eradicate as many as you can, they're going to be the new terrorists. They'll be the ones that bomb things and all of that. It's unsolvable. Humans unsolvable. There's nothing you can do. They're just not going to do what you say. They want to kill you, and apparently you have to kill them. I don't know. 7:14, we jump to morning sports. Nobody wants to play the Milwaukee Brewers, especially the St. Louis Cardinals. They've lost 8 out of 9 to Milwaukee.
Right.
They can't beat them. You can't walk people in a high-level game. Cardinals walked 7 in the nightcap.
Oh, boy.
Lost 10-2. You can't walk people. And unfortunately, the Cardinals they're playing one of the best teams in baseball. And they don't make mistakes like that. And they're patient at the plate, and they're really good, and they're the second best team to the Dodgers right now. And with their pitching and their solid fundamentals, Milwaukee Brewers could win it all. They're really good.
They won the first game 4-3. Let's get more details.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney. The Milwaukee Brewers have won the first 3 games in this series, sweeping the doubleheader yesterday, 4-3 and 10-2, and walks hurt the Cardinals in both games.
Walks hurt the Cardinals in both games yesterday, and when you think about that 7th inning, it's done the Cardinals in all 3 games in this series, and right now the Cardinals need some help as far as somebody can throw strikes and keep you in the ball game. You have to tip your cap to what Milwaukee was able to do yesterday.
Hunter Dobbins gave up 3 runs over 5 innings, but the rest of the bullpen struggled until Brian Torres, a position player, worked 2 scoreless innings to at least get this game over with.
Brian Torres might have been the player of the game as far as I'm concerned, because he came in and really befuddled the Milwaukee Brewers, and certainly that's something he doesn't want to do on a regular basis.
And on the mound today for the Cardinals, it's going to be Michael McGreevy. He'll be opposed by lefty Kyle Harrison, who's 8-1, and we're on the air at 5:50 with Game 4 in the 5-game series.
Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair is offering 50% off labor on qualifying projects. If you're seeing cracks, leaks, or sinking concrete around your home, don't wait. Let the Helitech experts identify the problem and provide proven solutions to protect your home and your investment. Call Helitech or visit helitechonline.com to schedule your free inspection today.
Heal your home with Helitech.
Cubs win 5-2 over Baltimore.
Bregman trying to drive in a run. He lines a base hit to center. This might do it. Amaya rounding third, heading home. Pete racing to third. The throw goes to third, cut off. Amaya scores. RBI single. Alex Bregman. Cubs lead 1-0. And the 2-2. A little line drive into right field, a base hit. Dansby Swanson comes through again. Nico Horner scores. That's a big run. Not only in terms of giving them a 3-run lead, but in terms of game momentum. Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short, this should do it. Swanson throws to first, and the Cubs win the ball game.
And in Baltimore, they were going, "Let's go Cubbies."
I know.
In Baltimore.
I was thinking that. This isn't at Wrigley, is it?
Nope, it's not. But every stadium is Wrigley.
The power of WGN back in the day.
That's it.
Colin Ray to the mound, and then Dean Kramer for the Orioles, and it's a 5:35 start over on US 105.9. Boston over the Chicago White Sox 8-1. That series continues at 6:40 this evening. World Cup had Argentina over Egypt, and once again, we're talking about Lionel Messi and the 8 goals now that he's had in this World Cup tournament.
That's what we needed to do, get Messi on our team.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He and who's the other guy? Christina, the other guy. It's Ronaldo, right?
That sounds right.
Cristiano Ronaldo
Okay.
and Messi are the 2 guys. Aren't they pulling in $150 million a year?
Man.
Because they're worldwide, international. They say over 1 billion people have watched this thing all over the world. Maybe. There's definitely World Cup. I think this is the biggest sporting event of the year, right? Worldwide.
Right.
Has to be. It's every 4 years, but it's been pretty massive, and it was fun until the last game. Now I'm done. I have no idea. Don't care. Good for you. Play your stupid little game. Weather this morning brought to you by Busey. For over 158 years, it's Busey. Also by Watts Copy Systems. If you got a copier and you want to get a free evaluation on how to save some money, you can call Watts Copy Systems 217-352-0428. Here's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. It's 7:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign, Urbana, vicinity. Nice one in store for the day-to-day. Increasing rainfall prospects. The last of probably organized rainfall going forward for the next few weeks anticipated for the end part of the week. Heat and humidity due in next week. Up to a sun-filled 87 forecast high for the day-to-day with a light southeast to south wind becoming southwest. Little patchy fog and haze around here early on this morning. Partly cloudy 67 for tonight. Warm, humid weather tomorrow. Increasing clouds up to 88. The rain chance small late morning. Slightly better odds tomorrow afternoon on a bit of a southwest to south wind. A couple of periods of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night and a low down to 68. And for the day on Friday, cloudy disc, humid weather. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms and a high temperature at about 84. A little less humidity. Variably cloudy skies. A couple of showers around for the day on Saturday. Not an all-day washout at 85. Up to 86 on Sunday. 88 Monday into the lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
President Trump has said he thinks the U.S.-Iran ceasefire is over. Stock futures are sharply lower. Crude oil prices are spiking. Brent crude at $78 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate up to $74. Apple will spend more than $30 billion on Broadcom chips over the next 5 years. The deal's expected to result in producing more than 15 billion chips in the U.S. It will expand manufacturing in Fort Collins, Colorado. Honda is recalling more than 300,000 Odyssey cars in the U.S. because of rear-view image display issues. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the recall involves some models from the 2018 to 20 year. There is a concern that water might enter the rear-view camera and impact its ability to function. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance.
Getting new siding and windows is a part of good home maintenance, and it's also a way to improve your home's value and curb appeal. Kramer offers preservation siding and windows in lots of styles and colors. Shutters and trim will complete the look, and our online design tool will help you try before you buy. So start today and save 25%.
Call 217-355-2720, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Hey golf cart shoppers, tired of the same old golf cart shopping experience? Come over to Midwest Carts in Tuscola, Illinois, where customers rave about unbeatable pricing, massive selection, and full service done right. As the largest Denago golf cart dealer in Illinois, they've got premium new models plus 20 to 30 quality used carts ready to roll at any time. And the best part? Free delivery on new carts anywhere in Illinois or Indiana. Midwest Carts, Tuscola, Illinois. Find them at mwcarts.com.
Looking for a warm, welcoming place to relax in Tuscola? Stop by Hometown Grounds, where great coffee and great company come together. They're proudly serving Mad Goat coffee, so you can enjoy a rich, delicious cup while catching up with friends. And if you've got kids, no problem. There's a special play area where they can have fun and you sit back and relax. Hometown Grounds is a gathering place for the whole community and perfect for meetings. Come see what everyone's talking about in Tuscola. Visit hometowngroundscoffee.com and plan your visit today.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com. All right, 7:24. Brother Johnny coming up bottom of the hour. He'll solve the Iranian thing. That's fine. And then I don't know if Ed's on today or not, but Ed and his family sent pictures from the fireworks and where they were perched. They were high atop. I don't know, high atop something. Can't remember. And his 4 kids, beautiful family. His wife's a doctor. So Ed obviously married over his head. So you'll get that going up. Also, I've got this clip of guys. It's guys talking about the things you're allowed to do and not allowed to do in America and why we're being run by idiots. A little harsh. Also, the whole Charlie Kirk thing, the DNA from the perch, from the assassin, had the DNA of Robinson, the alleged shooter, and his lover, former boyfriend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's DNA. That's what the prosecution has.
Okay.
They're doing this kind of before you get to the trial, here's what we got thing.
Right.
And I want justice, but I can't really care to watch. And then I'm going to read to Johnny a little what Khrushchev had said back in the 50s, the leader of the Soviet Union back then, and how everything that he said was going to happen is kind of happening, which is really shocking and a little rocks your world a little bit. And then what's Graham Plattner doing? He hasn't gotten out of that race in Maine yet.
Mm-mm.
And it's just rich how they stuck with him through all the other allegations, but not this one. So what was it, that straw that broke the camel's back is too much? I mean, when does it become too much?
Yeah.
The Nazi tattoo was too much for me.
Right.
It's just like, but
he said, young, drunk, and stupid.
Okay, but he left it on after he was young, drunk.
Right, and there's ways to make that design into something else.
And I think he covered it. I don't think he took it off. Anyway, he's a troubled human. So they're going to have to make a move, but what do they do but he's negotiating. How do you negotiate when you're not in the strength of anything? He's got all this stuff coming out, whatever, but it's just unbelievable. These are a few things we'll touch on here coming up in a few moments, so do that. Gave away the Long Branch Steakhouse and very happy people.
Yes.
On our Stever offer, we're going to be going to Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford for that $50 bill.
Typically a Wednesday through Saturday deal, 5 to 9, but he's doing a 50th birthday party tonight.
Yeah, you could rent the Long Branch out if you want to buy the seats. That's fine. He does do that, so there is that. Okay, we're going to come right back. We'll be with Brother Johnny, and who knows, maybe the pardon attorney for Donald Trump, Ed Martin, will be on as well. Stand by at 727 ESPN 93.5. Everyone knows that when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Crime doesn't pay, but we do. Champaign County Crime Stoppers offers huge cash rewards to concerned citizens just like you, who provide anonymous tips that help law enforcement make arrests and keep crime out of our communities. Tips are 100% anonymous, and we pay cash rewards of up to $5,000. Have a tip? Call 217-373-TIPS or visit ChampaignCountyCrimeStoppers.org. Crime doesn't pay, but helping us solve one certainly does.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell, they solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit BergTanksInc.com.
Here's what somebody recently said at Pards in Urbana. I was there just a few minutes, and somebody came up and asked if I needed help. And they were incredible, helped me find the size of boot I needed, and then I bought a second pair too. Everything was friendly, everything was excellent. Visit Pards in Urbana, 206 North Maple, between Maine and University in Urbana. It's Pards Western Shop since 1968. Or go online and visit pards.com, pards.com.
Looking for your new favorite hangout? Head to Route 45 Wayside in Pesotum. They're open 7 days a week with daily food specials that keep things fresh and affordable. And Sundays? It's Sunday Fun Day from 1 to 4 with live entertainment that brings the party to life. Don't miss their massive 8,000 square foot patio, perfect for kicking back with friends. Feeling competitive? Jump into their sand volleyball leagues this spring and summer. Co-ed teams, great vibes, and even better memories. Route 45 Wayside in Pesotum. Great food, live music, and fun all week long.
Looking for something truly unique? Discover Sweet Petunia at the Tuscola Mall, where vintage charm meets modern style. With over 100 vendors and consigners across 16,000 square feet, you'll find antiques, collectibles, home decor, and one-of-a-kind furniture you won't see anywhere else. It's bright, clean, organized, and surprisingly affordable. From timeless treasures to seasonal finds, there's always something new waiting for you. Come explore Sweet Petunia in the Tuscola Mall. Your next favorite piece is already here.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm CJ Papa. President Trump comes out swinging Iran the target.
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people.
The president at the NATO summit saying he believes the ceasefire is over. He did leave room for more talks with Iran, but not before ordering new military strikes.
U.S. Central Command says it attacked 80 targets throughout Iran, including command and control structures, as well as targeting Iranian forces operating in small ships near the Strait of Hormuz. Overnight, Iran launched their own counterstrikes at targets in Kuwait and Bahrain.
Fox's Mark Meredith in Turkey. A New York City skyscraper, stable for now, but suffered serious structural damage. The city's building commissioner confirms columns were spotted buckling on Tuesday morning, leading to the evacuation of several nearby buildings. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Village of Fisher officials asking for public help locating items connected to a recent unearthed time capsule discovered during a community project. Capsule was found intact, but organizers say several historical pieces referenced in old records still missing. They're encouraging residents with photos, documents, or memorabilia to come forward to complete the collection. Forecasters say a new storm pattern moving into central Illinois later this week. It brings increased chances for storms across Champaign-Urbana. Warm, humid conditions will persist ahead of the system with the potential for heavy rain in some areas. Champaign County Health reporting a noticeable increase in mosquito activity. It follows recent rainfall and warm temps. Crews have begun additional larvicide treatments in standing water areas, and residents urged to remove containers that collect water around homes. No West Nile virus cases have been confirmed this season. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Check your weather, brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you, the Painkillers tonight. It's going to be great blues at the Lake House at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana. If you'd like to catch neighborhood nights, bring your towel or blanket or lawn chair, and there's free popcorn and lemonade as you enjoy the show. UrbanaParks.org.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. A little patchy fog and haze around early out this morning. Otherwise, a mostly sunny and a decent day's worth of early July weather. Humidity in check. High temperatures up around 87 on a light southeast to south wind by this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight and 67 tomorrow. A little more warmth and humidity. Increasing clouds or maybe a stray late morning shower. Slightly better odds, but not by much for an afternoon shower. The high around 88 on a southwest to south breeze. Showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night, especially after midnight, and a low down to 68. Cloudiness for the day on Friday. Humid weather. Couple of rounds of good coverage showers and thunderstorms. A high around 84. Couple of lingering spotty showers Saturday morning. A lesser chance the afternoon. Variably cloudy skies, and 85 should be about an inch or more on some of these rains here for the end part of the week. But by Sunday, partly sunny, dry weather at 86, and humidity built in for next week. Highs to around 88 next Monday, with lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solke.
Every week we hire Bruno Mars. Just in case Ed Martin is available.
There you go.
Last week he famously texted, "I'm on the phone with the WH." So cool. It's like I feel like Ted Baxter. Anyway, Ed Martin down in Washington, D.C. in the swamp, not of the swamp. Ed, how are you?
I'm doing great. I can do it again. I'll double down. I'm in a parking garage, and I just realized it's like a Deep Throat Watergate moment. I'm in this parking garage. I decided not to move because I had cell phone coverage, and if I go move, I might, get to the elevator or something, I lose you. So it's like Deep Throat. I'm down here giving you all the scoop. So I don't know I don't recall what I was doing last week, but I knew I couldn't get off the call and say, "Hey, I'm going on a radio show to talk to these two dopey guys in Illinois." I figured I shouldn't say that to whoever I was talking to. But anyway, I'm glad to be with your listeners.
Great to be here, Brother Johnny, at Bible study, back in town after he visited some of these wonderful young Christian camps. Middle school was the group this week, and Johnny and Bobby have been so wonderful in pushing the truth, which is what Jesus spoke of.
And
Johnny,
even his granddaughter Lennox involved.
I cannot believe Lennox, your granddaughter, was at this camp.
Yeah, we had a great time. There's about 250 folks up East Tennessee yet. Either it's the Blue Ridge Mountains, Smoky Mountains, Appalachian. It's some kind of mountains in Tennessee there, east of Chattanooga. So it was great, beautiful, and it was a great week.
You're like,
I'm glad to be back here in the Big Easy.
You're done.
Waiting for Ed to visit again.
You should call your brother Johnny.
There you go.
I should call him Brother Johnny Appleseed. He's planting all these wonderful seeds in all these young kids. It's awesome stuff, Johnny. It's awesome stuff.
Well,
all right.
By the way, since he mentioned that, Ed, I got to point out, Johnny Appleseed, they were making moonshine out of those apple seeds, a lot of them. But anyway, the idea was
as a good Catholic, I approve of that message. So it's good.
All right.
4 Catholics, you have a 5th.
There you go.
That's right.
That's right. All right, we start with very disappointing news from Iran. The ceasefire is done. Donald Trump just called them scums. So we bombed him 80 times, 80 different targets overnight. Ed, I begin with you. If he says, you're no longer my pardon attorney, you're in charge of Iran, what say you?
Well, first of all, it's an interesting observation to say this, that if you were political, Donald Trump, would have not, he would have tried to find some other way to react, because it's going to drive up the cost of oil, it's going to drive up the cost of gasoline then, and it's going to affect the economy, which is all bad for President Trump in terms of the midterm election. So it's one of those moments where, like, begrudgingly, he's doing what he has to do, politics be damned, and I think that's right. I think at this point, he's tried all of his tricks to make a deal, but he's dealing with people that don't do deals. It's kind of like, it surprises you if you meet someone who's completely without any ethics or morality. You're like, wait, this is disorienting, because you kind of expect at least something. They just don't have any sense of that. And the other lesson I would give you is, they had this meeting at the NATO, and Georgia Maloney, who was a great friend of his for a few years there, she was there, and they've been having this rocky thing. And he said, well, I'm annoyed at her. I'm not happy with her. She didn't support us when we went to Iran. And I remind people of the great American kind of statesman, former congressman, he's now deceased, from Missouri, from St. Louis, William Lacey, not Lacey, he was his son, Bill Clay. And Bill Clay wrote a book, and it was called Permanent Interest, Temporary Friends. Like, we're friends on the global stage if you're for our interests. But if you're not, then get the hell out of the way. And I think that's the lesson that people learn about Trump, is he's there. Turkey right now, and Erdogan is being a good friend on a lot of things. And so then, okay, it's not a forever friend. And so, look, but I think it's unfortunate, and Iran is going to be now dragging, and there's people suffering in that country. But we just got to figure out how to, get them to change leadership again or something, and get the world stable.
Well, I'll tell you, Trump wrote The Art of the Deal, and I think, and I haven't read it, but I think he understands that you have to find what drives the guy you're making the deal with and give him some of that, so that, and everyone has something that drives them. And Trump assumed reasonably that survival is always the driver. With these terrorists, Stevie, I don't think that matters. You can't even, if you're going to survive if you do this, they don't care. They may not even want to survive, so you can't deal with them. They're going to do exactly what they want to do, come hell or high water, and that means they die for their cause. They're going to see Allah. So I don't know how you work with them, Ed, and I don't know what the next steps are, because I think you're going to have to go in, and maybe Netanyahu can help us with that. But we'll see. By the way, gas was down just above $3 a gallon in some places.
Yeah. It's going to go north. I saw it jump 20 cents just on the news, just like that locally. But it just, again, and I've mentioned this, Johnny, Ed, how do you talk to somebody who says the first tenet is you die, and then we can talk from there? And you're going, wait a second, that's just not reasonable. Yeah. And there is no reason. That's the whole point. 47 years have been lying and killing. And so, but yet, without God, and I said this a half hour ago, there's no chance. You can't change the hearts of men with men. It has to be divine, and I just, outside of that, I've got no solution, Ed.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I think that's, what people need to know is that's what we're dealing with. And, if you want to go back in time and say, oh, we should have never gone in, we should have, boxed them in or whatever, but we're past that point. And the other thing about this is if you end up out at the other side of this, and again, it may cost votes in the election, you're going to get a weakened Iran or a non-existent Iran that is holding the world hostage, and really only holding the world hostage to help China and other bad guys we don't like either. One thing the president keeps saying is everybody's coming to America to get their oil and gas because they can't go to other places, and that's not bad. The problem is it's disrupting the world economy, and it's going to be for a while. So it's all unfortunate, but I agree with you. You can't negotiate with people. I mean, you can't negotiate with terrorists. I mean, it's come to fruition.
Well, the way the Democrats are going at it, may not cost us anything politically.
Yeah, that's true.
They're putting on quite a show. That's amazing.
Well, you got the old split screen. Two of the Democrat stars.
You can get arrested for
I'm talking about Graham Plattner and Eric Swalwell most recently.
That you see and hear from me directly.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false.
Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false.
Boy, I tell you, with the Democrats, he's had a lot of problems. But he's coming back. The camel's back was broken, Ed, with the last straw here with the accusations of rape. But these people knew who this troubled man was.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think people's story and life story and life arc is incredible. If you ask, I think if the summary of this guy Plattner, I'd say his name right, was he was sort of bounced around and then joined the military and went over and served in the wars. And I think he was a sniper, and he was, there's something really admirable about having whatever the reason you got there. He served. I think he got strange tattoos, and he probably picked up some bad habits. Then he came back and he was admitted by his own admission a blindingly drunk bartender at a local watering hole a block from the Capitol. And he did that for a while. Then his mom said, "Come home and I'll buy you an oyster farm," which in Maine is like getting an oil rig, and you make money on it. And so then he runs for Senate, and they all back him because he says all the cool things, and he's kind of they know that they can elect white men. They have to try to appeal to white men like they did with Joe Biden as a candidate and this guy, to try to say the white men who feel hated by the Democrat Party, they're despised, that everybody else is valuable except them. So this is supposed to freeze them. And they ran this guy, and, he had a history. It's terrible. He's, promiscuous and a real nasty drunk and all. And so, but it's exactly, no one's surprised by this. But what's fun to watch is the modern sort of hoax device, because the media knew this, the Democrats knew this, and when he won the primary, then they usually kill him off before. Now they realize they had to kill him off. And so he's being destroyed by Politico and by the media and New York Times, when they could have done this a month ago and said this guy's not worthy of being in office. They didn't do that. Now they're in a world of hurt, because what are you going to do? You're going to force him out and then put somebody else in. And if you put in a moderate, then all the crazy progressive liberals get mad. So it's look, the civil war is in the Democrat Party between these lunatic communists that are running everything and the old guard who is dwindling and pretending that they're not communists, even though they are.
Well, it's a Joe Biden, reprise, because they realized he was going to lose, and so they're getting rid of him. Everything else was fine, and then they said, "Wait a minute, he's going to lose this race. Get him out of there." And
wow.
That's the only parameter they have. And the other thing, Ed, it dawned on me, and I might be wrong, but it appears that when the progressive left looks at me, you, and Stevie J, they see Plattner. Yeah, that's how those guys are. Let's get this guy, and then those guys will vote for him, because that's what they think a white guy is. That's the white guy, and that's their worldview, and they don't bother to find out what's true. They just said, "Let's get this guy. He's got masculinity." That's toxic masculinity. I never knew what that was, but I think we got it, and now they are in a bind. But that's just fine, and I don't know how well they're going to do in some of those other Senate races either, like Texas. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, and you're right, Johnny. Will this, where are we with all this? Because Iran and politics, which Iranians clearly understand, they're dragging their feet to try and get to the more important midterms here coming up. And will the Democrats be able to take advantage of stuff like this going on? I wanted to read this thing that Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of the Soviet Union, said way back when, 1959 or so. And I quote, here's what Khrushchev, who was leading the Soviet Union, we were headed toward a real Cold War and some problems with Cuban Missile Crisis and all this other stuff. He said, your children's children will live under communism. You Americans are so gullible. No, you won't accept communism outright, but we will keep feeding you small doses of socialism until you will finally wake up and find you already have communism. We will not even have to fight you. We will so weaken your economy until you fall like overripe fruit into our hands. The democracy will cease to exist when you take away from those who are willing to work and give to those who will not. And then you go down healthcare and poverty and debt, some of the roads to communism, and you find out, Ed, it feels like we're here.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's some really disturbing things being said out loud that maybe they were, quietly held beliefs and all, in terms of what is happening. And I think, again, you mentioned earlier in the fall, people, is the election going to be nationalized in the sense that usually a House race, for example, is about, how things are costing in Tuscaloosa or, what the reality is in Portland, right? And now I think there's a nationalizing. And part of it is, look, President Trump is a master at this. He understands what messages work, and he also understands what's at stake. He, for the last week or so, has been talking about communism. It's here and what it's doing and that threat. And again, he's 80 years old. For an 80-year-old, you remember it more than someone who's 50. But you remember communism. And if you're a European, I had some Polish friends visiting last week. They remember communism. It was just left their country 40 years ago. So it hits a little different for a lot of the country when they say that. But it's a real threat. And I do think that people need to be mobilized by it. And I think we're actually winning as part of the problem. Meaning, freedom is on the rise. God is on the rise again in terms of people talking and believing. But it's an ongoing fight. They're not going to stop. And evil is running rampant right now, in part because it is threatened like never before. But, the message is evil doesn't go away. It's never going to go away until an end time. And so the fight never ends too. And that's sometimes, I think people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth.
Well, I got to say, Steve, communism is not here. Because we still have private freedom to generate wealth. That's what capitalism allows. This massive generation of wealth, which allows you to help people who can't keep up, which is a form of socialism. And as you see, the government kind of handles the social programs. And if we get half of it to the people we want it to go to, half of the money, it's a big win. It just gets skimmed. That's government management. Communism, government manages everything, including wealth generation, which means you can't do what you want. You're assigned a job, and the store shelves are empty. That's how it ends up. Because government manages businesses just like they manage social programs, completely inept, totally inefficient, and it doesn't work. So communism is not helping groups of people who, whether it's too much or too little, or even with some fraud, it's taken over the seizing of production. That's your key word, which we're hearing a little more, Ed. They're going to seize production. They're going to seize up production. That's what they'll do. And then nobody will have anything.
All right, before I let you go, I wanted to play, I don't know who this guy is, but he was on social media and kind of made some sense to me.
If you can get arrested for hunting and fishing without a license, but you can enter this country and remain in this country illegally, you got a country run by idiots. If you have to get your parents' permission to go on a field trip and get an aspirin at school, but you don't have to get their permission to get an abortion, you got a country run by idiots. If you must show identification to board an airplane and cash a check and check out a library book, but you don't have to show identification to vote in our elections, you got a nation run by a bunch of idiots. If the government wants to prevent and they want to take our guns away, and turn around and send F-16 fighter jets to our enemy countries, take our guns away, and give ammunition to our enemy countries, you have a country run by idiots.
Yeah, we have a few things out there, Ed, that don't make a lot of sense. It's crazy.
Well, we haven't talked in it. We haven't. First of all, I want the record to reflect that Johnny just gave a great lesson on what's happening and what communism means. I'm with the president. I'm just going to yell as loud as I can. Communism is here, and Mamdani and all these people. It may not be full communism like Johnny says, but it's here and it's nasty, and it destroys our families, destroys God, and that's what they want to do. They don't want to debate us. They want to destroy us. And look, when we have a Supreme Court last week, we haven't talked. The birthright citizenship, they basically misinterpret the Constitution so you can fly from the Dominican Republic to Newark, New Jersey, and the customs guys refer to it as DR, Dominican Republic, to the ER. You come in at 8.5 months pregnant on a plane, and when you hit the ground in Newark, you complain about your gut, and they take you're a pregnant woman, you take you to the hospital, you have a baby, and Junior is now an American citizen. There's no country that does this. There's no way it can be sustained. The only possible positive news of the Supreme Court's horrendous decision is that we've made progress in the sense that people are willing to say how wrong it is. Even 10 years ago, I can tell you, at the top levels of government and policy and politics, you didn't say this. You're like, oh, no, that'll turn people off. Birthright citizenship is an abomination, and it will gut the country. And if Donald Trump can't fix it because of the constraints of his own party or the Congress, I assure you the next president or a president soon and a Congress will fix it. We will not lose our country to an invasion of tourists having babies.
Well, I think that's that John Roberts doctrine, which is it's kind of, well, I'm not going to legislate. I think that's up to Congress. I'm tired of it. You guys handle it. And he's supposed to do more of a protect, balance job. But the way he sees it, he did this with Obamacare, Eddie. He's like, yeah, well, go get your congressman. Quit electing them then. And then we can't get any help on the vote. So that's what we're stuck with John Roberts. And he's a strange guy. And now he's got Amy Comey Bryant on under his wing. So I don't know. It's gonna be dramatic, Ed, on all these decisions. But generally, they're doing okay, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, generally, but that's like saying, good, you got the decision on regulations right, but you just allowed an invasion of the country. I mean, if you think that look, the Chinese communists are sending people to special hotels in California that are set up and they're filled with Chinese pregnant women. They have the baby, they take the baby home, and then they have a birth certificate. And now let me just say, that's horrendous enough, and they're communists. They're like, this is not a minor thing. But the second group that's going to do this is every terrorist group is going to do the same thing. All you have to do is get to America and have the baby. You can be there on a tourist visa. You can sneak in, whatever. They're going to let you have a citizen.
Yeah, that
and
makes
chain
sense.
migration allows you to pull in mom and dad. I mean, this is actually insanity.
Since you're on it, I have to point out, they don't actually have to get here, Ed. They just have to have a birth certificate that looks like it's from one of our hospitals.
Okay.
That's really all
true,
they have
too.
to do now.
Right.
Yeah,
And so that's another problem.
Yeah.
And so it's a bad deal, but it's not huge yet, like the open borders. But it'll get bigger if we really do shut the borders. That'll be the way in. So.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate it. By the way, Ed, it looks like you enjoyed the fireworks. What a beautiful family. It's almost an embarrassment of riches how far over your head you married with a beautiful wife.
Yeah,
beautiful children.
That's true.
Wow.
That's true. I don't know what to say except my wife didn't marry for wealth. She didn't marry for looks. Obviously, I'm a great dancer, or I don't know what. So it is the Holy Spirit is blinding, is what I tell people when you see my wife. So, but it was fun. It was great. It was great to celebrate.
Yeah,
it was great to celebrate America.
She was probably asking everybody, "Hey, who's that? Who's that guy hanging around with Danny and Bobby Hurley? He looks pretty cool." So
there you go.
That's right, the Hurleys. Right. Anyway, beautiful. Listen, guys, I appreciate it. Ed, always a pleasure. Johnny, pray for America and Bible study. We appreciate both of you.
All right, thanks, Ed. Good
talking. Ed Martin is pardon attorney for Donald J. Trump. Brother Johnny down in Bible study, where we all should be on our knees forever down in New Orleans. So we're going to check with our friend Steve Schuderman next. Our time for weather is now. ESPN 93.5 and brought to you this morning by Route 45 Wayside. Sunday Fun Day is coming up this Sunday from 1 to 4 with Lady Luck as the band. That's Route 45 Wayside in Pesotum this Sunday.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. A little patchy fog and haze around early on this morning. Otherwise, a mostly sunny and a decent day's worth of early July weather. Humidity in check. High temperatures up around 87 on a light southeast to south wind by this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight and 67 tomorrow. A little more warmth and humidity. Creasing clouds or maybe a stray late morning shower. Slightly better odds, but not by much for an afternoon shower. The high around 88 on a southwest to south breeze. Showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night, especially after midnight, and a low down to 68. Cloudiness for the day on Friday. Humid weather, couple of rounds of good coverage showers and thunderstorms, a high around 84. Couple of lingering spotty showers Saturday morning, a lesser chance the afternoon, variably cloudy skies, and 85 should be about an inch or more on some of these rains here for the end part of the week. But by Sunday, partly sunny, dry weather at 86, and humidity built in for next week. Highs to around 88 next Monday, with lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solke.
Yep, he's Steve Schuderman. He works at Good Vibes. That's home of the big televisions and this new RGB. Is that what it is?
RGB.
And that's the picture that you've never seen before, that if you see it, you're probably going to ask for a part-time job to earn money to pay for it. That's probably what they're going to do. Steve Schuderman, Good Vibes, Round Barn. What's up, my friend?
Hey, I hope everybody had a great 4th. I did. I took a long weekend, and my personal odometer turned over. I had a birthday over then, too. My wife and I hiked around Starved Rock in Matheson on the hottest days of the year. It was ridiculous when we got back to the hotel because we were just swimming in it. But it
well,
kind
wait a minute now.
like,
Wait a minute. You turned another year and you're still hiking? You're the man. You're the man. Come on, man.
We did a good 5 miles
wow.
in 98-degree temperatures and humidity.
Man, that's really that's impressive, buddy.
Yeah, trying to keep it going. So now that I got a few days off, Mike, the manager, is going to be gone for another week. So now I'm completely lashed to the mast. There are no holidays till Labor Day, so I'm trying to not let that depress me. But as you mentioned, the Sony RGBs have landed, and so we get excitement. We feed off new stuff and new technology, and it's a little bit like OLEDs 15 years ago when they were born. They come in on the high side, but there are so many benefits to what goes into this technology that they're kind of irresistible. You get more light, you get more color, you get more light is more nits. There are more shades in the color palette. Everything about them. More longevity, they say. I don't know how they know yet because they're so new, but I guess they life test these things that they should last really, really a long time. And one of the good things about having brand new, great stuff is whatever the outgoing models are, get cheap as dirt. So there's some things hanging around that are really, really good performing products because those OLEDs, they're not bad, but they're the LGs that we have left they're flat giving them away. So there are some good reasons to come here to see the new and get deals on the old. But those Sony RGBs, they're definitely the new sheriff in TV town. So that's the excitement here. I should mention we have a embarrassment of riches in used equipment. So there's all kinds of stuff. People are moving into assisted living and that, and just not taking their old hi-fis with them, and if they need stuff for the sound system, even this vintage stuff, we've got some great deals on things.
Well, then they need to come by, see that new television, see what the brightness and everything, clarity is unbelievable. So they'll do that to Round Barn. Also, you can be reached online and by phone too, sir, right?
We are at gvibes.com on the web, where you can see what the prices are and what the stuff looks like. Call me at 3510909, or please visit the store at 2010 Round Barn Road.
Well, happy birthday, my friend, and I'm glad you're
Thank you.
hiking, man. That's awesome. Hey, listen, thanks, Steve. We appreciate it.
All right, take care.
The news coming up next. It's 8 o'clock in Champaign-Urbana.
Looking for bold flavor and a good time just down the road? Head to Smoke and Shine Moonshine Bar and Grill on Route 45 in Tolono, where the food is slow smoked and the fun comes easy. Sink your teeth into tender brisket, juicy pulled pork, mouth-watering wings, and smash burgers done right. And don't miss what locals call the best patty melt around. Pair it all with one of their 28 flavors of moonshine. Happy hours from 3 to 5 and catch live music every Saturday night. For more updates and their full menu, like Smoke and Shine on Facebook.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is a Fox News alert. The fighting has resumed between the U.S. and Iran. I'm Chris Foster, and now President Trump says he thinks a ceasefire is over after Iran attacks tankers in the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. strikes Iran in response.
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it.
Fox's Mike Tobin.
The U.S. response has increased intensity. 8 times as many targets were hit compared to the last time the U.S. responded to Iran firing on ships in the Strait. CENTCOM says the strikes included defense systems, command and control networks, coastal radar sites and anti-ship capabilities, and some 60 Revolutionary Guard small boats.
Iran then targeted U.S. military sites in the Gulf. The president's meeting now at the NATO summit in Turkey with Ukraine's President Zelensky. The Trump administration announces a major investigation, it says, of fraudulent work visas obtained through schemes involving employers and brokers submitting bogus applications. Labor Department Inspector General Anthony D'Esposito on Fox Business.
We've already started to issue dozens of subpoenas. We are going to make sure that we track down every lead. We have whistleblowers talking about some of the biggest companies like Cognizant.
It's a tech company found guilty already of discrimination by abusing the visa program to bring in cheaper workers. Some evacuations are lifted in New York City near a high-rise building with buckling support columns.
New York City Department of Buildings Commissioner Ahmed Tagani says measures taken to temporarily stabilize it seem to be working.
Emergency struts or jacks are in place to hold up and stabilize where the weak points are, but they are also installing new steel as another emergency intervention, which is creating stability.
A third-party engineer has also been brought in. The 1970s era building, which was the former headquarters of Pfizer, is being converted into luxury apartments.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers in New York. America's listening to Fox News.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Multi-day hearing for Charlie Kirk's accused killer Tyler Robinson resumes this afternoon in Utah.
Video played on a courtroom monitor showed a car believed to belong to Robinson enter a parking structure, then a figure matching Robinson's description moving through a stairwell and heading to the amphitheater where Charlie Kirk was set to speak. At first, the figure is seen wearing shorts. In a later segment, he is changed into long pants and walks with a limp. The court also saw a report listing physical evidence, including a screwdriver found on the roof that the FBI says had Robinson's DNA, and the rifle he allegedly used that was found in nearby woods wrapped in a towel.
It's Fox's Claudia Cowan. A new mid-year forecast from Realtor.com says home costs could be getting more affordable soon.
It expects home price growth to slow to just 1.2%. That's a slower pace than originally forecast. The rate does not keep up with inflation, meaning home prices are effectively declining in real terms. The report also trims the existing home sales forecast to 4.1 million, down from the 4.13 million projected in December, though the number of sales is still expected to grow 1% over last year. Mortgage rates are projected to remain unchanged. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
U.S. Airlines spent $6.7 billion on jet fuel in May.
That's 84% higher than it was the year before, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Airlines have responded to the jump in fuel costs by raising fares and fees and trimming flight schedules. Major carriers are set to release their second quarter financial results beginning on Friday, and industry executives are expected to discuss how the fuel prices will affect the industry's finances moving forward.
It's Fox's Sue Guzman. Ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street, stock futures are lower. Oil prices are up about 4% after President Trump says the ceasefire with Iran he thinks is over. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Muhammad officials reviewing a proposal to keep newly annexed farmland zone agricultural unless owners request a change. Under current rules, annexed county land automatically becomes residential. The village's planning commission will discuss the proposal at its meeting this week, aiming to preserve farmland and reduce automatic suburban zoning. Illinois is taking action to protect residents from advancements in AI. Landmark legislation established what they say is the nation's strongest framework for AI safety, transparency, and accountability. Law requires the largest AI developers to identify, disclose, and mitigate risks while providing independent oversight and protections for workers who report safety concerns. Champaign police investigating a weekend shooting that left one injured near the intersection of Bradley Avenue and Prospect. Officers say the victim taken to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim.
All righty. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. And into our second hour, I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Our meteorologist Greg Solier is back up with us. We appreciate him because we've got such a beautiful start to the week, moderating temperatures, as you mentioned. But you poured into the big 9 next week, maybe a little bit. So.
Kind of a return of the infamous hot ridge, capped atmosphere, 500 millibar hot. However you want to describe it, it's eastern flank will be coming our way. So the start of a hotter, drier trend around here gets going next week.
Okay. All right. Well, as hot as we had, or a little less than that?
A little less, I think, on a temperature standpoint, not exactly where we were positioned on the first go-around this. And humidity and dew points will be not quite as oppressive as well. But, feeling like it ought to be for mid to late July. You got to sometimes keep an eye on some of these ridge riding disturbances, those derecho-type things. If the right circumstance sets up, sometimes those become a little more prevalent over parts of the Midwest going forward when we get this set up. But that would be something we'd have to keep an eye out for probably later next week or beyond.
Yeah. Do you think it might be a little drier for the rest of the month? Maybe.
Yeah, so this could very well be, and it's been, just the spigot's been on. It's a short-term off, and a lot of these root systems are relatively shallow, so we'll have to keep an eye on things on, especially the corn and soybean fields, how they react to not a sudden burst of heat, but gradual uptick in temperatures going forward next week.
All right, our weather with our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
Reminding you can discover the job, the career, and the purpose you were meant for at Carl Health. You can learn more at carlhealth.org/careers.
All right, sir. Tell me about what you got.
Yeah, well, lots of sunshine. We've got a weak weather system down to the south. There are a couple of showers near the I-64 corridor, the Ohio, and those will bear no influence on us. But the showers and thunderstorms cranking up out of the Dakotas, parts of southern Minnesota, northern and central Wisconsin will ultimately come our way. Nickel and dimes chance in here for the day tomorrow. That we'll get into a couple of rounds of some pretty solid coverages. Might be either side of the inch category before all is said and done around here. Again, started transition back into a drier weather pattern beginning next week. But in the meantime, very comfortable morning at 75 already over at Willett and Savoy, with dew points kind of in that mid-60 range. So I feel a little bit of the humidity out there. 76 over at Danville, 73 up at the Kankakee, 79 down towards St. Louis, and we'll call for an afternoon high today across the area. Again, pretty much par for the course weather for this point in July at about 87, sunshine, and a light east southeasterly wind currently will come around south and southwest down to 67 for tonight. Warmth, a little more humidity added into the atmosphere tomorrow. Small chance for a couple of raindrops to our north and west late morning. Slightly better odds, but less than 50% for a shower tomorrow afternoon. The high around 88. Then showers, thunderstorms do get going, especially early and more so after midnight tomorrow night. That's our first next significant batch to come through the area, and a low down to 68. And a couple of rounds of some pretty solid coverage showers and thunderstorms for the day on Friday, with a high near 84. Still a shower threat around here on Saturday. Dry hours, limited sunshine with a high temperature up near 85. Middle 80s on Sunday. We'll warm it up to 88 on Monday. Humidity and temperatures climb Tuesday and Wednesday next week for openers and highs into the lower 90s. For CVD Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
coming on at 8:09. All right. 217-359-2255 is our Fisher National Bank text line.
Right. Rick had said, Steve and Diane, I believe the only way we deal with Iran is to take out their leadership. You can't reason with lunatics. People are not reasonable. They have to go.
Problem is, we take out their leadership. They're down to like 8th string. So then what? You just keep taking out their leadership. They're probably underground. Harder to find because they know we can find them. Yeah, the Iran ceasefire is over. They hit 2 commercial ships, Iran did. And Donald Trump said, no, you can't do that. That was, you broke the deal. And they hit 80 different sites overnight. The problem is, now what? I don't know. You could probably...
There's a suggestion about, take out their oil, which is their core, and they have no money.
Yeah, go get the island, Karg Island or something, and take that. And I guess they could hold their own 90 million citizens hostage, too, in some way. You just got a really small, radical bunch that'll get in the street and cheer when ordered and go to a state funeral when ordered. And... the Middle East doesn't want them. Nobody wants them. They've been holding people hostage for 47 years. But what to do and how it figures into the midterms, which has to be a calculation from the standpoint of, power. So there's all of that. But, boy, the people of Iran are holed up praying that there's a chance that they could have a more reasonable government that doesn't shoot them in the streets when they protest. Things we take for granted, for sure.
Another person saying never losing an opportunity to price gouge people. Now we're seeing gas stations up 50 cents a gallon.
Well, he's mentioning Circle K, 50 cents up. I saw locally here in Philo up 20 just on the news. It's inevitable it's going back up. So you got that. Anyway, we'll see what happens as it unfolds. But as Johnny said in the last half hour, usually survival is a motivation. But when your goal is essentially to die with honor for Allah, I don't know how you work with that. Particularly when their top negotiating is you have to die. Or convert. You can make it if you convert. You wouldn't like some of the ways some people live in this world and women and how they're treated. It's unbelievable. And it does make sense to us, but we're not raised in that culture either. All right, it is 8:12 in Champaign-Urbana. Good to have you listening on this. This is Wednesday, July 8. The Cardinals do not want to ever play the Milwaukee Brewers this year because they've lost 8 out of 9. They lost their 3rd in a row in this homestand. Cardinals have been better on the road than at home this year, and that's hard to believe. I believe they're under 500 at home, which never happens. You're supposed to win most of your home games. Not happening, but Milwaukee is just a different level of play where the Cardinals certainly are. Cardinals have played exceeded expectations. They still have, but they got to figure out how to beat an 8-1 lefty pitcher today with Milwaukee. And the Cardinals are walking people left and right, and good teams take advantage of those kind of things. So in any event, not so good. Not so good for the Cardinals, and 3 in a row lost to the Milwaukee Brewers. Anyway, we will see. Cubs won in Baltimore. They did that, so they're hanging in there. I think the Cubs will make a wild card. Cardinals, I'm unsure of. I had said this 14-game stretch before All-Star break was going to be the key, I think, to the second half. And I said at 14 games with the Cubs, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, if the Cardinals could get to 7-7, that'd be awesome. Well, they were at 4-2, and now they're at 4-5. They got to win, 3 of the last 5 to get to where I thought they needed to be. And I don't know if they can beat Milwaukee. I just don't know if they can beat Milwaukee. Just a little different level of play. But I do think the Cubs will make a wild card. I don't think anybody catches Milwaukee. They're just too good. They're too solid. They don't make mistakes. They pitch well. They don't walk people. And they field. So they kind of have it all. And they do hit. They don't hit like crazy, but their pitching is good enough to make 4 or 5 runs hold up in a game, even with the Dodgers.
I'll be going to that Sunday game when the St. Louis Cardinals take on Atlanta. I know it's kids' Jersey Day, so we have some kids going with us,
Heck
and we
yeah.
want to get there early for that. Friday is Illini night as Illinois starts their series up against Atlanta. I know the pregame party is at Patios. I think that's on 7th Street. That's always a good time.
Yep. All right, Diane's reading the Declaration of Independence today if you want to go check that out.
Yes, that's at 10:30, 10 o'clock. Steve Beckett will take the shift, and there's a splitting up of various actors and community leaders that are stepping
At different
up.
locations?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We're starting out at the Urbana Clock Tower area, which we got a beautiful day for this, which is great. I'm bringing my little sound system to all these locations, and we have Krannert Center and the amphitheater will be one of the locations in the noon hour that you can check out at 12:30 and 1. And then the Festival Plaza in downtown Champaign. Have you been to that area? Swings, and they have the
what's
little
it near?
stage over by Big Grove and all that.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that's going to be between 5 and 5:30. They'll have a reading at 5 and 5:30.
How long does it take to read the Declaration
I'm
of
thinking
Independence?
15 minutes.
Okay, and split up to 2 or 3 people?
Yes.
Okay.
2 people on each round. And I believe since I was listed first, I've been reviewing most of the first part, which is to me a little more eloquent and easier. When Thomas Jefferson wrote this at the age of 33 back in 1776, it's amazing when you think of the 56 people that signed the Declaration of Independence and their elegant wording and the Old English. It's a little cumbersome when you're trying to figure out how to pronounce some of these words that we don't use hardly anymore. And then the list of grievances at the end.
Yeah.
And then trying to kind of amicably come together as a new country. It's pretty thrilling.
Well, and John Hanson is the trivia question answer to who was really our first president, because if you had the lag until 1789 when George Washington was sworn in, somebody was running something.
I see.
So John Hanson, if you look him up, I think was technically the first guy to kind of run stuff.
Okay.
But not officially the president. He had that somebody in charge.
Uh-huh.
But it took, 8-9 years to get kind of have things figured out. 8, 9, 10, 12 years.
That's right.
And then we formulated and went to Mount Vernon and talked George Washington into being the president. He did not want to do it. And that's the kind of people you kind of look for, people
Pretty
that are reluctant.
much. But thank you to the Champaign County History Museum for putting this together and their Lincoln Legacy Committee. It's Declaration of Independence Reading Day because they did this back on July 8th, 1776.
Well, 2/3 of retirees wish they'd done things differently. That's 67%. Wish we'd have done this a different way. Got to do some retirement planning with Busey Wealth Management. They have some tried and true tips for you. Realizing your dream, a clear vision. What do you want that to look like? And a great time to look at that is when you're 30, right? Maybe even 20.
Yeah.
You get educated. Retirees say they wish they educated themselves on savings options because there's a lot of ways to go. IRAs, you want to do the Roth, you just talk to an advisor with Busey Wealth Management. Get that done, get that settled, and get some peace of mind. Make an appointment. Make a plan, start budgeting how to achieve your savings goals. Contribute today, even the smallest amount go a long way in the future. Take advantage of any employer contribution matching benefits. Keep contributing. Monitor the progress. Check in short and long-term retirement goals at least once every 5 years. Turn your dreams into reality. Remember, retirement's a marathon. That's not a sprint. So plan accordingly. No matter your stage in life, never too late. Get something going. For retirement resources, you can go to Busey's Money Matters blog today at moneymatters.busey.com. Experienced professionals of Busey Wealth Management ready to create your personalized plan or check in on your current retirement goals. Call 800-67-BUSEY. You can visit busey.com today. Busey Wealth Management, solutions for your lifetime. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank, are not deposits, no bank guarantee, may lose value. Member FDIC since 1868, Busey.
We've added a game against Penn in November in the preseason. So our Illini basketball team, that's been a trending story. So
who did we play in the tournament? Was it Penn?
Was it?
I think so. Former Iowa coach that was our first round game.
I can look that up.
I'm sure it's a competitive game. That's how Brett Underwood rolls, man.
Right.
Bring them. Bring it and bring them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Soye. Enjoy today. Going to get back to that rain storm kind of pattern for a few days. Coming up on 8:19, here's Greg.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. A little patchy fog and haze around early on this morning. Otherwise, a mostly sunny and a decent day's worth of early July weather. Humidity in check. High temperatures up around 87 on a light southeast to south wind by this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight and 67 tomorrow. A little more warmth and humidity. Increasing clouds or maybe a stray late morning shower. Slightly better odds, but not by much for an afternoon shower. The high around 88 on a southwest to south breeze. Showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night, especially after midnight, and a low down to 68. Cloudiness for the day on Friday. Humid weather, couple of rounds of good coverage showers and thunderstorms, a high around 84. Couple of lingering spotty showers Saturday morning, a lesser chance the afternoon, variably cloudy skies, and 85. Should be about an inch or more on some of these rains here for the end part of the week. But by Sunday, partly sunny, dry weather at 86, and humidity built in for next week. Highs to around 88 next Monday, with lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Global stocks are sharply lower. Crude oil futures have pushed higher after President Trump said he thinks the memorandum of understanding aimed at ending the war with Iran is over. Oil company stocks are higher, Chevron up nearly 3%, but airlines are lower with anticipation of continued high fuel prices. United Airlines shares down 3%. The major stock average in Spain, the IBEX, is down 2.5% after President Trump said he wanted to cut off trade with Spain. Shares of Banco Santander, which has a large presence in the U.S., are down more than 4%. Apple and Broadcom shares are flat after Apple revealed plans to spend more than $30 billion with Broadcom in the next 5 years. The deal will prompt production of more chips made in the U.S. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Here's a tip for your next flooring project. Bring your photos to the new showroom at Flooring Surfaces. Our dedicated team can design an incredible look using a showroom filled with the latest fashions and innovations in floor covering, colorful ceramic tiles, performance vinyls, large format porcelains, fine wool carpets. If you saw it on your phone, make it a reality at Flooring Surfaces. Just call 217-398-1990 to schedule your design consultation today.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
When you're stuck on the road, you need help you can trust. Fast. That's where T-Pro Towing and Roadside Repair comes in. From light duty to heavy duty towing, they've got you covered 24 hours a day. With their state-of-the-art facilities, 3Cs, a division of T-Pro Towing, can repair semis to passenger cars at their Camargo facility. Service across central Illinois, including Urbana, Tuscola, and Camargo. Save their number now, 217-253-3450. That's T-Pro Towing and 3Cs. Ready when you need them, anytime, anywhere.
Toilet won't flush and the tub gurgles? That's usually the main sewer. Land's Drain Cleaning can clear the line and use a camera when needed to confirm what caused it. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Yeah, Wednesday, nice day. Gonna be nice. It's been coming off that heat wave we had. We do touch the 90s, as Greg said, here next week, but maybe not as hot and then dry. So think about that for the last 3 weeks of your month. Mm-hmm. And then we repopulate Champaign-Urbana. I see a lot of Asians, which makes sense. Long flight home. Mm-hmm. I drive down campus because I just do. Mm-hmm. They have blinking red lights. I usually go down 4th. And, yeah, you slide right through. But boy, it's empty.
It's no wonder they have such great skin, especially
the
as they
Asian
age,
population got the
wearing
message.
the big billed hats and umbrellas.
I've never seen anything like that. Right. I mean, they have beautiful skin. I guess we know based on wrinkling that a lot of us spend too much time unprotected by the sun. Against the sun. So the Asians population, Korean, Chinese, I'm not sure.
Right.
But it's amazing how disciplined they are with umbrellas, hats, sunglasses, I'm sure.
Yes.
Long sleeve, everything. But you can get now these really cool lightweight shirts that protect you from UVA.
Right. It's kind of breezy.
No, it's amazing. It really, really is. And so you've got now the downside of summer, believe it or not. It's really, this is going to fly by.
Yes.
And it's you're just kind of waiting for everything to start. I think the tailgating will be interesting on Thursday, September 3rd for our first football game.
That's right.
That's going to be
against UAB.
It's on a school night. I get it. It's a television money and all that stuff. And,
right.
It's against UAB, which will be, I think, big favorites for that. But again, we haven't seen my team. This is an all new defense. Last year there was grumbling about the defense. Aaron Henry took a job at Notre Dame, and yeah, well, we got a new defense, and you might like how aggressive it looks, and I do too. So, and the theory is not necessarily I'm a defensive back, I'm an athlete, and I kind of like that. Simeon Rice was an athlete we had. Gabe Ackus, kind of a recent kind of flying around guy. So maybe we'll get a lot of Devin Witherspoons in that lineup on defense. And then offense, I don't know. I don't know. New quarterback? No, where's number 9?
Right.
Luke.
I know it. Luke Altmaier was terrific, but maybe Caton Hauser is going to be just as
Caton
great.
Hauser. We hope so. We don't. It's just a lot of unknowns with football. I do know we've won more games in the last 2 years under Brett Bielema than we ever have. So whatever. There's going to be a grace period. I'm shooting for 6 wins. I understand it's not, but we've got a lot of unknowns here. And you got to go to a bowl. That's all I've always said. Brett Bielema will take me to a bowl every year, and I think we're on that roll now. 2 big-time wins over the last 2 years in our bowl game. Have we ever won 2 bowl games in a row? I mean, it's just so football has done fantastic. Basketball, it's been amazing. And again, we've got all these guys coming back, but again, I just temper it with ease up. We're going to lose some games, and it's hard to get the 5-4. Well, wouldn't it be wonderful for all
the goal of a bowl?
Wouldn't we? But for the basketball team, wouldn't it be wonderful if we're all worried about how to get tickets in Detroit? Because that's where the Final Four is.
Okay.
I'd love that. But again, there's a lot of things that have to happen for a team to make the Final Four.
Right.
And so, not the least of which is healthy. You know, sickness, health, all that stuff, play. I've seen the clips from Stephon Vox. He's a kid from Providence who played on a really bad team last year. Hard to gauge his defense when the team's losing about every game. Not every game, but they lost a lot of games. But he's playing for Estonia, his home country over in Europe in the tournament. Yeah, the clips look great. I can't gauge how good the defense is that's playing against them. But I guarantee you this, he's got that Stevie J look from deep. He'll shoot it. His go in. Maybe a little more than mine did. But he'll put it up. And he kind of the Kasper Jonas look. He can fade away. He can step into it, and he goes to the basket. He's much taller than Kasper. I think he's 6'7" or 8".
Right.
And he can go to the rim, and yeah. So we got generally guys that can create their own shot are generally ahead of the game. So we certainly have that with Stephon Vox, and we've had that with Andrei Stojakovic.
He looks a little Ben Humrickhouse-like. He's 21, and he's 6'7".
Yep, and of course, David Markovic is kind of the upside guy. We're talking about 2-3 of our guys being draftable next year in the NBA. And a year to year, what do you got? I don't know. No. How about next year? No idea.
Right.
That's what we got.
That's what we got with this portal.
Raise the money, get the players you want that fit. And I think Brad Underwood is an exceptional puzzle worker. He knows how to put the pieces in the right spot. And we're going to have the same stuff. We're just going to, that's on me. We're going to get that.
Yeah.
We get it every year.
That's right.
But there's a really low valley somewhere, and we're going to fix that. That's on me. When he says that's on me, it's really bad for you Monday.
That's right.
Oh, man.
You'll be doing a workout in the gym.
It's called the Brad Underwood practice in bold. You wouldn't mind watching it, I guess, but you wouldn't want to be in it.
Will you be doing a contest on the starting five, Stevie?
I think it's too predictable.
Right, because we have so many returning. Andrei Stojakovic, Merck, Tomislav, Quentin Coleman, and Stefan Vox.
I think that's the starting five.
Is the starting five when I entered it in for AI's results.
Yeah, well, if AI knows, everybody knows.
There you go.
I just think we have a chance to be really, really good again, and the schedule is just incredible, the non-conference. When you go to Duke, when you play North Carolina in January, Missouri, you got, who's the early season? Oh, got to go to Texas Tech. You got to go to Lubbock? Wow.
Right.
So it's, but that's what you want to do. You want to kind of see where you are now versus where we played Connecticut twice last year. Anybody remember that? We lost to them fairly easily in Madison Square Garden. And then got a little bit closer. Is it time to beat Danny Hurley? I think it might be. We get him in the United Center in December.
So. Let's go.
All right, time for the news. Back another segment to go here. ESPN 93.5. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie J. It's 8:30.
Life is short, so why not put dessert first? At Dessert First, every day starts sweet with a delicious morning menu featuring fresh muffins, gooey cinnamon rolls, and homemade pastries. And in the afternoon, it only gets better with cookies, brownies, and rotating treats that change weekly. Got a special occasion coming up? Dessert First has you covered with custom orders including cupcakes, pies, cakes, and cookies made just the way you want them. Treat yourself today because you deserve it. Find Dessert First on Facebook for store hours and more details.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump at the NATO summit on the ceasefire with Iran.
I think it's over.
After Iran fired on commercial ships during the supposed pause for the Ayatollah's funeral.
These are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer. Their cancer. And you know what you do? You got to cut out cancer early.
After CENTCOM's 80 airstrikes, President Trump warns he's going to hit them again harder tonight. Maine Senate Democrat candidate Graham Plattner in a power play after a credible rape allegation prompted the party to pull support. Reportedly, he wants to pick the next candidate before dropping out. And Republican five-term Senator Susan Collins surges ahead. Accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson facing video evidence of him at the scene as the defense tries to refute DNA evidence at his Provo, Utah probable cause hearing day 3. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois is taking action to protect residents from advancements in AI. Landmark legislation established what they say is the nation's strongest framework for AI safety, transparency, and accountability. Law requires the largest AI developers to identify, disclose, and mitigate risks while providing independent oversight and protections for workers who report safety concerns. Champaign police investigating a weekend shooting that left one injured near the intersection of Bradley Avenue and Prospect. Officers say the victim taken to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. Muhammad officials reviewing a proposal to keep newly annexed farmland zone agricultural unless owners request a change. Under current rules, annexed county land automatically becomes residential. The village's planning commission will discuss the proposal at its meeting this week, aiming to preserve farmland and reduce automatic suburban zoning. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana Saturday, a little patchy fog and haze around early on this morning, otherwise a mostly sunny and a decent day's worth of early July weather. Humidity in check, high temperatures up around 87 on a light southeast to south wind by this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight and 67 tomorrow. A little more warmth and humidity, creasing clouds or maybe a stray late morning shower. Slightly better odds, but not by much for an afternoon shower. The high around 88 on a southwest to south breeze. Showers and thunderstorms get going tomorrow night, especially after midnight, and a low down to 68. Cloudiness for the day on Friday. Humid weather, couple of rounds of good coverage showers and thunderstorms, a high around 84. Couple of lingering spotty showers Saturday morning, a lesser chance the afternoon, variably cloudy skies, and 85. Should be about an inch or more on some of these rains here for the end part of the week. But by Sunday, partly sunny, dry weather at 86, and humidity built in for next week. Highs to around 88 next Monday, with lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get long-term weather on county fair time and stuff.
Yes, that's going to be the last full week of July and the first day of August.
Yeah.
Seems later this year, but looking forward to the Champaign County Fair for sure.
Yep.
Fisher Fair in progress now, and Fisher has their sesquicentennial celebration.
Really?
150 years going on.
Good
this
for
week,
them.
too.
Yeah. I think Fisher was inspired after Philo was incorporated.
Oh.
Because we were a year ahead of them.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oldest community in Champaign County is the first settlement.
Probably Tolono.
Sodorus.
Was it really?
Yeah. At least that's what they have on their sign.
Okay, well, and as a
It must be true.
I'm sure it is. Love Sodorus. Sodorus is a great suburb of center of the universe.
For the last weekend of June, of course, for Tolono Fun Day weekend, I had a bunch of siblings coming in with their kids, and it was so fun. And we actually looked at the ship museum in downtown Sodorus. Did you know they had a nautical
that was named after
museum?
the band Ship from the 70s.
No.
I remember them. Yeah.
No, they have all these models.
Sodorus is the first incorporated Champaign County town.
That's what it says.
How are they a suburb of us? That's weird how that works.
Oh, Stevie.
Anyway.
You and your Philo.
Yeah, great. Awesome. All right. Good to have you listening here on our Wednesday, July 8, ESPN 93.5. Let me not leave out Shauna Green's team, who's really on a roll. They got all of their top 9 back.
Right.
And this is a team that won a game in the NCAA.
Right.
Are we going to be ranked? We might be ranked in the women.
So, and we've just added Morgan Baptist, a 6-foot forward from Kankakee. She'll join the program as a true freshman.
Oh.
And this will kind of complete the roster that includes Barry Wallace, Sierra Parchment, Manuel Alves. Anyway, she'll provide some depth to our already great lineup.
No, it's
I want to say there's
unbelievable.
5 coming back or something like that.
I think they're 9.
Is that
I think
right?
top 9 is what I read. Everybody's coming back. So, I mean, I'm just saying that what Shauna Green has done and created here in, 4 years?
That's right.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Teresa Grant said she won't leave unless she can't draw people. And I think we're drawing people.
Yeah, well, let's go.
8 to 10 is not that uncommon at all.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have 8 to 10 people, not counting family.
Right.
I mean, that's all we had there. You go and walk in, walk out, whatever, and you just watch us lose.
Did you announce at those games back in the day?
Back in the day with Jane Schroeder.
Okay.
Wasn't she the first Illinois women's basketball coach?
Okay.
First or second. That was back in 1980.
Huh.
81, 82-ish.
Okay.
And, it was an echoey place back then. It wasn't too many people demanding to get in.
And they had played at Huff Hall, right?
No, I only Assembly Hall for me.
I see.
I think in the day maybe. No, Teresa took them to Huff. And because she wanted a real home court.
Right.
Teresa Grentz had us in Huff in the 90s. And I never thought anybody could need more than 5,000 seats for women's basketball. Boy, was I wrong. Because they're getting 8 to 10 isn't, and particularly kids' days 10,000, right?
Jane Schroeder was 79 through 84.
Yeah, I was there for Jane Schroeder, and Dr. Carol Kars, who I really like, Dr. Kars. She was the AD for women and executive in DIA. Anyway, yeah, it was not super successful, but won some games. I did the banquet for Jane Schroeder after she was fired. That was awkward.
It talks about her being dismissed.
Well,
here.
it didn't go very well, and I've done several banquets for coaches that are fired that are still there. Those are always pretty solemn because everybody that's there kind of supports the coach, right?
Sure.
Because they've gotten to know everybody. But in any event, we're rooting for our Illini. It's going to be fun, and I think very and again, Josh Whitman, who's pretty much hired everybody. Rooting for Chris Thomas as well, volleyball. Hope they have a big year. They got a big thing. I got something from Chris yesterday. They've got a big event.
Okay.
I didn't need to get him on the radio about that. But, yes, here it is. Stevie, the sign-up link is here. Reserve your ticket for an exclusive evening with Illinois volleyball. Saturday, August 15, 5 to 9. Main event sponsored by John and Deanna Wright. Oh, the Wrights are legendary.
Nice.
9 to 10 p.m. after party sponsored by John Kaywood State Farm Insurance.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be at the venue, CU venue.
That's a great place for a party.
Meet the team and coaches, cocktail tasting and food.
Okay.
Entertainment, special gift from Illini Volleyball included. Silent auction, that's fun. That'll be available online. Live auction for exclusive trips and Illinois experiences.
So he's getting into his 10th season, Chris Thomas.
Wow, has it been that long?
Right.
If you can't join us there, still an opportunity to support. I really would like to go to that, actually. So that is coming up, and I'll get Chris on to talk about it. But
sounds good.
Get there on the 15th of August, and you can get your tickets.
We'll take on Cincinnati in their opening match August 28th before facing Syracuse on Sunday, August 30th.
Yeah. Reserve your ticket. Those are always fun. It'll be awkward because I'll be taller than all the volleyball players. So.
Oh, okay. A foot shorter.
Whatever. No, it was I think even, what's they called, the liberos? It's called.
Yeah.
I think they'll be towering over me, even them.
I feel like that wasn't a thing when I played volleyball back in the day. Our Unity team went to state and all that, and I had a tiny stint with the EIU team until I hurt my pinky and I started announcing the games. That's actually how I came into being a broadcaster. Is the guy in charge of the radio station, Joe Human, was like, "Your voice comes off really well on the microphone.
Yeah.
And have you ever thought about doing radio?"
How about that?
I'm like, not really.
And
but
then it
I'll come
started.
to a meeting and see what it's all about.
Very similar paths, Diane. All right. So, yeah, we'll root for all of our Illini for sure. Biggest news of the day has been Iran and the ceasefire. And nobody is shocked if you follow this at all. You can't trust Iran. It's just that the people in charge are dishonest. They're murderers. They're terrorists. It's a horrible regime that kills people. If you protest at all, they shot 42,000 of their own people or killed them in some fashion. And there's 95 million people in Iran. About 94 of them are really good people that want out of this thing, but they can't. And so Donald Trump said, we're not going to allow them to get a nuclear warhead on anything because they'll use it, particularly on Israel, and if they can, us here in the West. And so he did something about it and has really set them back, I'm sure, for a while. Who knows how long? It's a game of whack-a-mole, if you've ever played that, where the head pops up, you got to pound it down, it comes back up, you got to pound it down. I guess that's the pattern it's looking like now, because I don't know how you get that regime out without going in. And I don't think America wants to go do that, but I bet you Israel would.
Well, with Iran striking, allegedly, several commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, that had prompted some warnings, and then the ceasefire and peace agreement with Iran is essentially over.
President calling them scum. I think you're telling me the talks are done. So for us, it feels, it's not a small thing to pay, $10 or $15 more per tank, depending on what you're driving.
So this ends the shaky 60-day memorandum of understanding.
Well, they were going to charge a toll in a strait. It's in world law. You don't charge for a strait, but they are controlling it whatever means they can. The place is as big as Alaska, so go find them, right? Pretty hard.
Right.
And they're very smart people.
It's amazing the reaction, though, and the global crude prices jumping now, and so is our time at the pump. So if you see something that hasn't switched out yet, I always try to top it off no matter where I am.
Yeah.
I'm
back to that.
Gas right now.
I don't let it get empty because it's
yes,
$20 more or
pretty
$15 more.
When you're at the half point, you're just topping it off.
John Decker has been texting me this morning. He'll be on tomorrow, I think. That's the plan, from Turkey. And he's front row press, right in the middle. And I said, John, you're going to get called on today with that position. And he did. And I don't know what he asked, but he asked at least 2 questions. I don't know what he asked. I would think if the president's up there, you're going to ask about Iran, right? That's the breaking news.
Yes.
But yeah, it's fun following John Decker and he's giving some great reporting too as to what's on the table. But he's with the president in Turkey, yippee.
And are we hearing any of the reporters or anybody like that saying Turkey?
No.
Like we did for the World Cup.
I haven't.
I think we're just all on the page with Turkey.
Let's keep it simple here. I still call it Bombay, not Mumbai.
Yeah.
But it's really Saigon. That's Ho Chi Minh City now. But I kind of think of it as Saigon. So, all right, 8:43. We're back in a moment with sports.
Big job? Small job? One call does it all with United Rentals in Urbana. With the largest rental fleet in North America, United Rentals has the equipment, tools, and specialty divisions to keep your project moving. Need to buy instead? United Rentals sells new and used equipment, plus offers operator training and a wide variety of machines. United Rentals also inspects and repairs customer-owned equipment. United Rentals helps you get the job done safely, efficiently, and on time.
United Rentals, equipment, expertise, solutions.
Hey golf cart shoppers, tired of the same old golf cart shopping experience? Come over to Midwest Carts in Tuscola, Illinois, where customers rave about unbeatable pricing, massive selection, and full service done right. As the largest Denago golf cart dealer in Illinois, they've got premium new models plus 20 to 30 quality used carts ready to roll at any time. And the best part? Free delivery on new carts anywhere in Illinois or Indiana. Midwest Carts, Tuscola, Illinois. Find them at mwcarts.com.
Looking for something truly unique? Discover Sweet Petunia at the Tuscola Mall, where vintage charm meets modern style. With over 100 vendors and consigners across 16,000 square feet, you'll find antiques, collectibles, home decor, and one-of-a-kind furniture you won't see anywhere else. It's bright, clean, organized, and surprisingly affordable. From timeless treasures to seasonal finds, there's always something new waiting for you. Come explore Sweet Petunia in the Tuscola Mall. Your next favorite piece is already here.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
All right, 8:46. We check sports headlines.
Well, the doubleheader for St. Louis, Milwaukee, not so much for the Cardinals. 4-3 was the day game, and 10-2 the second game. Kyle Harrison to the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. Michael McGreevy, as that series continues at 6:45 here on ESPN 93.5. Cubs win 5-2.
Bregman trying to drive in a run. He lines a base hit to center. This might do it. Amaya rounding third, heading home. Pete racing to third. The throw goes to third, cut off. Amaya scores. RBI single. Alex Bregman. Cubs lead 1-0. And the 2-2. A little line drive into right field, a base hit. Dansby Swanson comes through again. Nico Horner scores. That's a big run. Not only in terms of giving them a 3-run lead, but in terms of game momentum.
Let's go Cubbies.
Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short, this should do it. Swanson throws to first, and the Cubs win the ball game.
Let's go Cubbies in Baltimore. In Baltimore. Wow.
I love it. Colin Ray to the mound for the Cubs today against Dean Kramer. For Baltimore, and that's a 5:35 first pitch over on US 105.9. Boston Red Sox over the Chicago White Sox. That final was 8-1, 6:40 as that continues. Argentina over Egypt 3-2. That makes it 8 goals for Messi in this World Cup tournament. He's phenomenal. Illinois hosting Penn on November 5th has been added to the preseason schedule for men's basketball. And Morgan Baptist from Kankakee, a McDonald's All-American, added to the Illini women's basketball roster. So go Illini.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance.
Your roof is your home's best protection for the elements outside. And that's why Owens Corning Roofing is designed and tested for superior performance. Kramer is a platinum preferred contractor hand-selected by Owens Corning. So start today and get 10% off the best roofing from the best roofing professionals.
Call 217-355-2720, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
What is most important to you in your life?
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Looking for a warm, welcoming place to relax in Tuscola? Stop by Hometown Grounds, where great coffee and great company come together. They're proudly serving Mad Goat coffee, so you can enjoy a rich, delicious cup while catching up with friends. And if you've got kids, no problem. There's a special play area where they can have fun and you sit back and relax. Hometown Grounds is a gathering place for the whole community and perfect for meetings. Come see what everyone's talking about in Tuscola. Visit hometowngroundscoffee.com and plan your visit today.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana has set a nice one in store for the day-to-day, increasing rainfall prospects. The last of probably organized rainfall going forward for the next few weeks anticipated for the end part of the week. Heat and humidity due in next week. Up to a sun-filled 87 forecast high for the day-to-day, with a light southeast to south wind becoming southwest. Little patchy fog and haze around here early on this morning. Partly cloudy 67 for tonight. Warm, humid weather tomorrow, increasing clouds up to 88. The rain chance small late morning, slightly better on tomorrow afternoon on a bit of a southwest to south wind. A couple of periods of showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night, and a low down to 68. And for the day on Friday, cloudy disc, humid weather, a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms, and a high temperature at about 84. A little less humidity, variably cloudy skies, a couple of showers around for the day on Saturday, not an all-day washout at 85, up to 86 on Sunday, 88 Monday, into the lower 90s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Stolye.
Tim Onstad. All right, so what you got going at Dedicated Diesel?
Dedicated Diesel, the safety lane is open, and we are doing safety lane tests, and the safety lane is open and going. We're open for semi repairs and maintenance services on semis and trucks and trailers. And just call Dedicated Diesel for any of your needs like that. 217-328-0562.
Awesome. What about Gale Ferrix Trucking?
Well, special thanks to Gale Ferrix Trucking. All the people are going to, we're going real good. We've got customers are just overwhelming us with freight. Could always use a couple of drivers that want to make a good wage and be home on weekends.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Tim Onstad, Gale Ferrix Trucking and Dedicated Diesel, Pitmaster Extraordinaire.
Flooring Surfaces in Champaign isn't just a carpet store. It's your destination for the latest innovations in flooring. You'll find a curated collection of the best porcelain tiles, fine wool and patterned carpets, beautifully crafted hardwoods, and performance floors made to withstand life's messes. All in a renovated showroom designed to inspire your creativity. Your next floor can be truly stunning. Let Flooring Surfaces show you how at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Everyone knows when you turn the key and the car won't run? Call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hey, it's Jeremy with Land's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. With our Land's Comfort Family Plan, we'll visit twice a year to keep your HVAC and plumbing systems in top shape. You'll have peace of mind knowing your home is ready for the season ahead. Call Land's today at 217-355-5512 and ask about joining our comfort family. We service all makes and models, and Land's will keep your home comfortable all year long. Visit us anytime at landsinc.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train.
Yeah, I think we will have John Decker on tomorrow live from Turkey. It's with NATO and the conference. He's at the presser right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think getting some questions. So we got to ask him about that experience and the very latest on Iran and what's going on there. He'll probably have a good heads up on some of the things being with the president. There'll be things that'll come out from that press conference, too.
It's a really good segment. People oftentimes can tap into our show at StevieJay.com as you click on our podcast. We also have you on social media at StevieJayFM. That's a good way to see the show. And I'm at Diane_Ducey on X.
All right, that'll do it. We'll meet you on Thursday. Listen to The Drive this afternoon. They're back after being preempted from a doubleheader yesterday for Cardinal baseball. All right, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. We thank you for listening. Meet you on the radio tomorrow with John Decker, Gray Television's White House correspondent. Somebody thought I was saying great.
It's gray.
Gray, the color.
Yes.
But that's easy to mistake, and how funny it sounded for me to say from Great Television, which could be Great Television. It's Great Television.
That's right.
John Decker. That'll be tomorrow. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a great Wednesday. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hi, this is Michelle Lake with the Philo Exchange Bank. At Philo Exchange Bank, we believe that banking should feel personal. Whether you bank online or stop in to see our friendly team, we're here to support your financial goals every step of the way. Visit us at any one of our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, Broadlands, or our newest branch in Tolono.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Orange and Blue fans know the value of preparation, teamwork, and showing up when it matters most. Just like Fred's Plumbing and Heating. For 47 years, this family-owned team has delivered dependable plumbing and HVAC installation, maintenance, and repairs throughout our community. They even offer service agreements with zero monthly cost, because protecting your home shouldn't break the budget. When you need service you can count on, choose the team that's been winning for nearly 5 decades. Trust the Orange and Blue of Fred's Plumbing and Heating.
This is Amanda with Cast Iron Pub. There's always something happening in downtown Tuscola. If you're looking for delicious pub burgers, hand-cut steaks, wings, sandwiches, and chef-inspired specials you won't find anywhere else. Pair with 10 rotating draft beers or seasonal cocktails. Then stick around for Wednesday trivia, music bingo, and the Summer Sunday live music series. Great food, cold drinks, and an atmosphere you'll love. Make Cast Iron Pub your next destination in downtown Tuscola. You can find us online at castironpub.biz and Facebook at Cast Iron Pub.
Everything is so expensive. Our bills are piling up. We have our summer trip coming up. How are we going to pay for everything?
Bad news, honey. The garage freezer is water leaking.
Oh no. We just bought all that meat for next week's cookout.
Can we afford a new freezer right now?
Why buy new when you can fix the one you have?
Who are you?
Honey, it's Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Repairing your existing appliance is a great way to save money now if the stress of high bills has you down.
How soon can you come out?
Today or next day.
That's fast, but what if the repair ends up being more expensive than we thought?
We'll give you a $50 coupon off a brand new appliance.
So either way we win?
I like that.
Call Dick Van Dyke Appliance World or schedule service at appliance-world.com and schedule your win-win today.
Wow! Stand behind what we sell, we offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Crime doesn't pay, but we do. Champaign County Crime Stoppers offers huge cash rewards to concerned citizens just like you, who provide anonymous tips that help law enforcement make arrests and keep crime out of our communities. Tips are 100% anonymous, and we pay cash rewards of up to $5,000. Have a tip? Call 217-373-TIPS or visit ChampaignCountyCrimeStoppers.org. Crime doesn't pay, but helping us solve one certainly does.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.